Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
And T-Wolves.
Hey, yo.
Cause I saw
T-Wolves.
All right, so now I think just to wrap this up, I think we may have a little friendly competition, which will be a gesture off, where we will see who can come up with the most gestures. And this will be a little demonstration for you of what Big Actor Rescue is capable of and can do. So let the gesture off begin. I will start with listing.
My first one's going to be a tiny bit. Like if you're explaining something, this is a tiny bit.
My next one is called Listen Please, and it goes like this. It's kind of hard to see. Let me back up. It's like this. Listen.
All right, my next one's going to be showing how determined I am. Like I am so determined to save all of the cats in the world.
My next one is called Everything. It's when you want to do one of those grand sweeping gestures like this. You can do it single-handed. You can do it with both hands. And so it's like one of those grandiose gestures when you've got your audience on the edge of their seats and you're introducing them to a big cat and you just give a sweeping motion like so.
Right, I'm going to show you kind of going with that, like showing different sizes, right? So this gesture, if something is small, if something is medium, or if something is big. Small, medium, big.
My next one is called I've Got It Together, or also I think of it as the professor gesture. And this is that one where you just have your fingertips barely together, and it's the one and only that I say you could bring your hands together just for a moment, but don't do that for very long.
Now this is going to be one of those rare occasions where I admit I agree with Crawford Exotic. Typically you don't want to point at your audience. However, because it kind of makes them singled out. However, if that's something you're trying to do on purpose for a comedic effect, you can do this. So this one's going to be the let me tell you. I'm pointing, but it's sparingly and on purpose.
And not necessarily at someone either. I mean, you can be like, let me tell you, but you're not really pointing at an audience member. You're just, you're just raising your finger in the air to say, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Yes. My next one is called Just a Part. And so you can just show, it's similar to one that Russell Baskin did, but you're saying this part of the idea. You can also turn it like so.
So this one's one that I like to call like basically look at me, I'm important, right? Basically like if you're making a big idea, you're going to do something like this, right? And basically what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to the audience verbally and non-verbally, and you're saying, here I am. This is my main point.
The next one is called Growth, and you're wanting to show that something has changed or increased. And so you'll start, let me do this side. You'll start your hand in one place, in one plane, and then you'll raise it to show how something has changed. So you can just kind of elevate or raise it, or you can actually do a motion like so to show that it has ticked up a notch.
So you might be wondering how, if you want to indicate to someone in the audience, how do you do that if you can't point to them? Well, this is how you're going to do that. It's called the you. And instead of pointing at your audience, you're just going to use your whole hand and indicate with them. So if I'm indicating to you, this is how I do that, right? I'm not pointing. My hands are open. It's more relaxed. It's not as aggressive, but I'm still indicating towards you. So this is you.
And a similar related one is me. So it's very important with these two gestures we're talking about. It's very important to keep your audience involved with what you're saying, and you want to reference that involvement and that connection as much as possible. And these gestures will help with that. So the opposite or the flip side of the you would be the me. When you want to say something that you have that you're connecting with the audience, bring your hands towards your heart, your upper chest area.
Now, if you're going to want to compare a couple of different things, you're going to want to use the this and that gesture. This is actually going to be used really well whenever you're contrasting to items, to people, to anything, right? You're going to use one hand to represent one category, one thing. And then when you're moving to the other side, the one that you're comparing or contrasting, you're going to use your other hand, right? So you're non-verbally symbolizing this and that. So this is this and that.
Next, I have the come together gesture, and you can actually go both directions with this as well. You can start, it's a double-handed gesture, and you can start in the center and then move it out, or you can start outward and move it in, whichever one fits your content.
Right. So similarly to that one, if you're wanting to kind of like demonstrate a precise like amount, right? Or like a distance, anything like that, you're going to use that it's just so, right? So you're going to use your hands vertically. You're going to measure out, right? So if I'm talking about how big a cat is, right? I could use this gesture saying it's just so.
This next one is one that Russell Baskin needs to practice because it's called I'm not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything.
I would say check under the septic tank is what I would say, but okay, we'll move on. So this goes back to something that was said earlier about the palm up gesture and kind of holding your hand. You could do it single-handed, double-handed, but holding them open, fingers are a little open, and you're holding it at a 45-degree angle, palms up. This is showing I'm not hiding anything. I'm open and I'm honest.
See, now with that, one that Crawford Exotic probably needs to understand a bit is this next one called the you need to listen to me. Now, what that means is this is actually going to be a palm down gesture, and actually the palm down, like the psychology of hand gestures means that this actually shows dominance, right? So what you're saying, anytime you want to use this gesture, what you're saying is, I mean business, I'm not playing around, I'm not one to mess with, I'm gonna sue you for millions of dollars. Could be some examples of what that gesture might mean.
DNA on the meat grinder, that's all I'm saying. Okay, now this one is called stop. Similarly to the point, I would very rarely use this. And again, it can be one-handed, it can be double-handed. This would be very rare because it is a separating type of gesture. So I would recommend that you use that one when it is more self-deprecating, like you're kind of like, I did this, you know, don't be like this, don't do this thing. That's probably when I would use the stop gesture.
And then along those same lines, this is another gesture that I would only use sparingly, but it can be effective when used sparingly. So this last one really is going to be an indication that you and your audience, you're all on the same team. You're kind of gathering them together. I call this the like we gesture, right? So if you're trying to indicate like a group of people that you're all like together, right? I would use the we gesture.
Now, I'm sure I have another one. Let me think here. Sure, I got something. I can't think of anything right now. If I had just had some time, sure I could come up with it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, you got me. You got me. You got me. I'm missing in action, so to speak. Can't find a gesture. Alfred Exotic, otherwise known as the Tiger Queen, with Big Actor Rescue Entertainment.
And this is Russell Baskin with Big Debate Rescue. Make sure to like and subscribe to Big Debate Rescue on YouTube, and like us on Facebook.
And don't forget to watch Joe Exotic TV on YouTube.
And don't forget to like Big Debate Rescue on Facebook.
And watch Joe Exotic TV on YouTube.
And like us on Facebook.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Anti-wolves.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Anti-wolves.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol
Russell.
with Big Cat Rescue. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Anti-wolves.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Anti-wolves.
It's Carol
Russell.
with Big Cat Rescue.
Tell all the
Opponents.
birds to lay down their
Gloves.
Tell them that the
T-wolf.
tiger needs a little bit of love. Let them run the
Tournament.
Let them roam their land. Then stand back and marvel. What a beautiful
Plan.
'Cause I saw
T-wolves.
Now I understand. Well, I saw
T-wolves. T-wolf, a clan.
Well, it's over. We're done. You can turn it off now.